Thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video, an amazing online community with thousands of classes in design, business, and technology. What's good? Brian Tong here, and welcome to the Apple Bits for everything good and bad inside the world of Apple. If you didn't think this week was busy enough with announcements from Samsung and Sony, well, Apple threw themselves right into the mix, dropping a brand new iMac on us. Plus, Phil Schiller, he takes on a whole new role with Apple, and macOS Big Sur, I'll save it for later, makes me happy. So let's start off with the new 27-inch iMac, and how am I feeling about it? Well, it's honestly a mixed bag of apples. First things first, this is not a new design. It's the same design since 2012, so that's disappointing, and I get it. Like, they're gonna hold out for a new design when they release the first Apple Silicon iMac. It doesn't make sense for them to do that before the end of the year now, so I guess we'll target the first half of 2021. And, you know, looks aren't everything, but after 8 years, that is an eternity in the tech world. It would have been nice to just see a new design. Now, they do make up for it like a little bit with a true tone display that adjusts the white balance like we've seen on every other product except the iMac. But the option for a nano texture glass display is a $500 upgrade. This is the same treatment that you'll find on the Pro XDR display, and I just love this option, especially for people who are spending long periods of time in front of their computer. It just shows that Apple is willing to bring features from its higher end stuff to its consumers if they're willing to pay for it, so I love the option. And then possibly the biggest upgrade that came 4 or 5 years too late, the front-facing camera finally graduates to 1080p. It's a slow clap while just crying inside, but it's a desperately needed upgrade. Now, they bring the T2 chip for security encryption, plus significantly improved speakers on the iMac, similar to the upgrades we've seen from the MacBook Air and MacBook Pro lines. Let me just tell you right now, Apple is taking audio seriously, and it shows. Plus, they've got the new studio quality microphone array for higher quality audio, and this is the new system that has been nothing but impressive on all of their devices that they've added it to. Now, performance-wise, the new 27-inch brings more power with 10th gen Intel Core processors with up to 65% faster CPU performance. There's a 10-core 3.6 gigahertz option with a turbo boost up to 5 gigahertz. The previous iMac used 9th gen Intel processors. Also, a bump up to 128 gigs of memory compared to 64 gigs in the last model. That's a $2,000 plus upgrade from the standard 8 gigs of RAM. All new 27-inch iMacs come with a solid-state hard drive that goes up to 8 terabytes of beefy storage and an AMD Radeon Pro 5000 series graphics with up to 55% faster performance compared to the previous generation. The performance upgrades are great, but I can't help knowing that they're going to take an even bigger leap with Apple Silicon coming soon. Now, an entry-level iMac starts at $1,799, but let's just have some fun here. Max out a 27-incher with the nano texture glass, put the 10-core processor in there, 128 gigs of RAM. We'll go with the top-level Radeon Pro 5700 XT card and 8 terabytes of solid-state storage and the 10 gigabit Ethernet port if you actually can take advantage of those speeds. And the grand total is $8,999 before tax and Apple Care. It's a lot, but look, just the new 27-inch iMac overall, my advice is if you absolutely need a new iMac, then go ahead and upgrade. But I'm still using my iMac from 2012 to record my podcasts, do basic web surfing and word processing. This is still not enough for me to really upgrade because my workhorse is the MacBook Pro. I need to be portable, and I will be even with everything going on around us. So the upgrades are nice, but they aren't nice enough for me to get just crazy excited about them. Some of the upgrades, like a solid state drive and then the 1080p camera, they are upgrades that we have just been wanting to happen for at least a few years now. I do love the nano texture option, but it's going to cost you. So it's just clear they're holding back the new design for the Apple Silicon generation. So for me, I'm giving this a meh Apple. I mean, nothing stands out here to just get me excited. There's also a few other upgrade options that Apple made available for the other iMacs in their lineup. The 27-incher, that's the new kid on the block, but the 21.5-inch iMac now comes standard with 256 gigs of solid-state drive, but you still have the option to configure it with the 1 terabyte Fusion drive if you want. There's a minor update to the iMac Pro, and oh, I mean minor. The base configuration now comes with a 10-core, 3 gigahertz Xeon W chip that used to be an upgrade option. So the starting price for the iMac Pro, it stays at $4,999. It will not get the nano texture glass option either. So you're really looking at just a slight speed bump from a pre-existing option, and an iMac Pro that hasn't seen a single significant upgrade since its introduction in December of 2017. Now that's almost 3 years, but it is still under the half eternity it's taken to get a new iMac design. Now I know the iMac, it isn't one of their top selling machines, but Macs overall were one of their highlights in the recent earnings last week, especially during coronavirus. You still have to bring some excitement to your products once in a while, just a little bit, but that just hasn't happened here. So here's looking at 2021, I hope. Now the other big news, and really a surprise, Phil Schiller is moving on to a new role, but still sticking with Apple. Greg Joswiak, or Joz as he's known, is now taking over as Apple's Senior Vice President of Worldwide Marketing, while Phil's new title will be Apple Fellow. So I thought maybe we just like celebrate with a little jingle for he's a jolly good fellow, because he's still making lots of money. For he's a jolly good fellow who sold things that start with an I. Yes, Phil, the dude, has had it good, and Phil will still be leading the App Store. He will appear at Apple events where he's had, honestly, two of their most memorable moments over the past few years. One of them with the Mac Pro.
Can't innovate anymore, my ass.
Yeah, that one didn't work out too well, but we cannot forget about courage.
Well, the reason to move on, I'm going to give you three of them, but it really comes down to one word: courage. The courage to move on, do something new that betters all of us. And our team has tremendous courage.
See, now almost every major phone manufacturer has courage too. But you gotta love his passion for the brand. I mean, he's always been all in with Apple. He should be. But in the official announcement from Apple, Phil will be taking some time to spend with family and pursue personal projects. It's kind of like a half retirement-ish, like hybrid thing. He said, "I'll keep working here as long as they will have me. I bleed 6 colors." That's crazy. Like, I never knew that about Phil. He must be a real living alien or something. 6 colors? He bleeds like Rainbow Bright? That's just crazy. Wait, hold on. Okay, why are you doing this? I'm in the middle of the show, obviously. Oh, 6 colors like the original Apple logo. Yeah, I knew that. Now, Apple has released the 4th developer betas for iOS 14, iPadOS 14, and macOS Big Sur. I had to do it. These are just a few tweaks, but iOS 14 gets a new Apple TV widget that shows where you left off or what's on next. Search has improved to search for in-app content or questions, with top hits shown underneath web suggestions. The app shows off apps, Siri knowledge, and Siri suggestions, and an option to show more search results. 3D touch compatible phones get it back and is working in this beta. And the exposure notification API that has finally been added, that will allow you to download apps that use the built-in exposure notification feature. But what gets me the most excited is this new feature coming to macOS Big Sur. In the developer beta notes, Safari and WebKit will now support 4K HDR playback of YouTube videos. That's it. That's the story. It's about time, and creators and viewers everywhere, y'all can rejoice. Forget that it's a really clean, polished, and snappy feeling macOS that has really fixed that god-awful battery icon and still needs to clean up others. But 4K HDR YouTube in Safari is what matters. Yes. All right, thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Skillshare is an online community with thousands of classes in design, business, technology, and more. A premium membership gives you unlimited access to high-quality classes from experts working in their field, so you can improve your skills, unlock new opportunities, and do the work that you love. Now, 2 of the classes that I've really enjoyed were Going Freelance, which is exactly what I'm doing, and then DIY Cinematography helps show me ways to improve the quality of my videos. The quality of content and learning on here is just legit stuff from true experts in their fields. Skillshare's annual subscription is less than $10 a month and more affordable than other learning platforms, but you can go to this link on screen to get a free 2-month trial. I think you're going to really love the service, so check out Skillshare. Tomorrow is for the taking. All right, that's going to do it for this video. You know the drill. If you like what you see, give me that thumbs up, subs up, and hit that notification bell, ding, to get all my videos when they drop. Plus, if you want to dive even deeper, you can check out my weekly podcast, the Apple Bits XL, where we cover it all with special guests. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'm Brian Tong. Take care, be safe, and we'll see you next time. Peace.